YouTube, fourth video today, you know what I'm saying? Today is still the 16th. If you've not watched the other 3 videos that I just uploaded, well, y'all probably ain't even seen them yet. It's probably still Tuesday or Wednesday for y'all. I don't know. This is currently Monday, February 16th. I'm not gonna hold y'all here for too long, by the way, so just stay. I'm on the way to 800 subscribers. I do want to say that. So if you want to sub up, man, I'm just a small channel trying to grow. And yeah, man, I'm on the ground right now. I've done made 4 videos so far, and I've uploaded them all today. So y'all gonna be getting them all this week, man. And I just want to say that. Get straight into it, though. I ain't gonna hold y'all here too long.
Development of LaMelo Ball before our very eyes. If you watch LaMelo Ball play, I see hints of SGA. Now, I'm not comparing them completely, but what I see is a team starting to corral behind somebody who's a decision maker, somebody who's a willing passer, and somebody who is willing to take the chances and willing to take the shot at the end.
Just an average athlete, doesn't show any real consistent toughness, plays like he's in high school, his style doesn't translate to wins.
Look at this, LaMelo, look at the dance right here. Donald's like, okay, will you shoot it? I'm tired of getting embarrassed on the perimeter.
These aren't random comments.
I ain't gonna lie to you. He just gave him a bucket. Did you not see that tween? Hold on. Let me go and show y'all that. Did y'all not see that? Hold on. Let me go and put this right here down a little bit so I can see a little better. Did y'all not see that? Come through, tween, come back, fire! Oh my! But that was crazy. But that was a crazy move.
YouTube comment section. These are real scouting reports attached to a real NBA prospect. Because when LaMelo entered the NBA, the fear was that his game, the flair, the deep pull-ups, the one-legged lasers, the pace, wouldn't translate into.
Imagine being able to build an app
the
with your
video
name
literally just
by
started.
thinking about it.
30 seconds into the video. A minute into the video, I'm already getting a freaking ad.
The wins at the highest level. Fast forward to now, the Hornets just came off a 9-game win streak, and it feels like Charlotte may have finally figured something out. The offense has been electric during that run, and LaMelo's starting 5 owns the best net rating in the entire league. Better than OKC, better than Denver, even better than the 2017 Warriors death lineup at its peak. And that's always been the story with LaMelo. They said his style wouldn't work, and yet, right now, he's running the most dominant 5-man unit in the league while playing in the most unconventional way possible. The NBA is adjusting to him, because LaMelo Ball is becoming exactly what they said he wouldn't, a player who wins. To understand LaMelo's current dominance, you have to go back.
And I want to add something real quick. I want to add something before the video. Bro, I don't know if y'all remember this, to my NBA people out there who watch NBA frequently, who stay up to date on it. Bro, when LaMelo first got into the league, bro, they said he was going to be bad. They said that he was going to be a terrible player. They said that he wasn't going to make it nowhere. He was going to be one of them players who were just there, kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying? They said that he probably wouldn't even start. That's what they said about LaMelo. They said he was not going to be good enough. And he's over here being crazy. This man is doing everything that they said that he wouldn't do in the NBA, bro.
To the early days. His story didn't start in
I remember
the NBA.
watching him in high school,
It started
bro.
long before that. The media circus, the hype train, the cameras. All of that followed LaMelo since he was a 13-year-old dominating older kids in high school gyms. His highlight reels were everywhere. YouTube mixtapes pulling in millions of views, Instagram clips going viral overnight, deep threes from the logo, no-look passes in traffic, fast breaks that looked like something out of a video game. The kid was a walking highlight reel built for the social media era. And sure, plenty of top prospects grew up online, but LaMelo's story was never about the spotlight. It was about the path he chose to take through it. The modern NBA talent pipeline runs through one gate, the draft. And that pipeline ran almost entirely through college basketball. Dominate in high school, commit to a powerhouse program, spend a year on campus, boost your draft stock, and declare. The NCAA became the mandatory checkpoint. If you were serious about making the NBA, this was the route. But LaMelo didn't follow that script. His journey started at Chino Hills, where LaMelo, alongside...
I think he played maybe 1 year of high school, 1 year of college, and after that, he went straight.
His brothers helped build one of the most dominant high school teams in modern history. As a freshman, he was part of a 35-0 team that knocked off national powerhouse Montverde. He was the microwave scorer in a run-and-gun machine, pulling up from deep with unlimited confidence, handling the ball like it was glued to his hands, flashing vision well beyond his age. As a sophomore, LaMelo dropped 92 points in a single high school game, launching absurd pull-up threes, pushing the pace, playing like the gym was his personal playground. The kind of performance that goes viral instantly. But despite the praise, it also sparked stat padding criticism.
Bro,
Even Charles
points,
Barkley said
that means that he hit 33s that night. Probably a little less. He probably hit some twos in through that. Bro, that's 93s, 15-minute quarters. He went crazy, bro. That's crazy.
He had a serious problem with it, pointing out that LaMelo never got back on defense and that the performance deserved an asterisk. And that became the pattern. Every achievement came with doubt. The flair was labeled reckless, the confidence was called arrogance, and that was only the beginning. In 2017, he skipped his junior year of high school altogether to play professionally alongside his brother LiAngelo, signing with Vytautas in Lithuania. The experiment unraveled quickly. The team finished 8-27. Across 8 competitive league appearances, LaMelo scored only 52 total points. The defensive concerns persisted, the shot selection stayed wild. Before long, Lithuania was labelled a failure, and most NBA scouts didn't even bother travelling overseas to see him.
And that wasn't his fault, though. That wasn't his fault because he remained consistent. You cannot sit right here and carry a whole team at the age of 18, bro. You got a whole team of grown men. These are grown men. Grown men. What is he supposed to do? He was still a rookie. And, bro, he still stood
Lithuania
out.
In 2018, LaMelo joined LeVar Ball's startup league, the JBA, playing 11 games for the Los Angeles Ballers. The competition was widely criticized. The structure was minimal, and his numbers, 40 points, 13.8 rebounds, and 11 assists per game, felt less like proof of dominance and more like evidence of how low the bar really was. He returned to the prep ranks at Spire Institute in Ohio, a respected program with legit competition. It looked like a reset, but the damage to his scouting visibility was already done. Most NBA scouts still hadn't seen him live. His professional experience overseas made him ineligible for showcases like the McDonald's All-American Game, where executives typically get their first extended look at elite prep talent. For many front offices, LaMelo remained a mystery, a teenage celebrity with more headlines than live evaluations. With his NCAA eligibility gone and his stock still unstable, LaMelo made another unconventional call, signing with the Illawarra Hawks in Australia's NBL. No family-run league, no viral spectacle, just professional basketball against grown men. In 16 games, LaMelo averaged 16.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 5.9 assists in just over 30 minutes per game.
That's good.
He posted a 2.83 assist-to-turnover ratio and quickly rated as one of the league's most impactful players. At 18 years old, other five-star prospects had gone overseas and struggled with the physical transition. LaMelo thrived in it. And almost overnight, his draft stock exploded. He jumped more than 20 spots in mock drafts, rising to number 3 in ESPN's 2020 projections. Scouts who once viewed him as a gamble started calling him a top 3 talent. On draft night, the Charlotte Hornets, with the 3rd overall pick, selected LaMelo Ball, making him the highest selected American-born player to bypass college for overseas development. And LaMelo wasted no time proving he belonged.
And look at LeVar. LeVar knew it. LeVar knew it was going to happen. He just sitting right there like, yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. He ain't even sit right here and jump up. He ain't even get excited. He knew it. LeVar knew
7
it.
points, 5.9 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.6 steals in just 28.8 minutes per game as a rookie. He led all first-year players in assists and steals while ranking near the top in scoring and rebounding, taking home the 2021 Rookie of the Year award. In his second season, LaMelo took another leap. Through his first 47 games of 21-22, he averaged 19.6 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 7.5 assists per game,
which is still
earning
good.
his
That's
first
decent.
All-Star selection. By the end of the year, he looked poised to make the jump from All-Star to All-NBA. The breakout felt inevitable, and then things started to go south. Right when it seemed like LaMelo was ready to take over the league, his body began to break down. The injury problem started in the 22-23 preseason with a grade 2 sprain in his left ankle, forcing him to miss the start of the year. 3 games into his return, he re-injured that same ankle after stepping on a fan's foot courtside. A month later, he sprained it again when a teammate landed on him. Then in February came the real blow, a fractured right ankle that required surgery and ended his season after just 36 games. He returned for the 23-24 season looking explosive, averaging nearly 26 points through his first 14 games, but the surgically repaired ankle flared up again. Another extended absence, another early shutdown.
Sometimes life throws you a curve, like juggling college expenses and care for my dad, a region's
He finished the year having played just 22 total games.
He had a Steph Curry ass career, bro, because that's what the fuck happened to Steph. Steph was getting injured so much, bro. And what's that dude? D-Rose. D-Rose got injured so much, bro. But Steph was still dominant. Steph was still, you know what I'm saying? D-Rose, he wasn't doing all that.
By 24-25, the injuries weren't limited to his ankles. A left calf strain sidelined him during one of these hottest stretches. Then came reoccurring ankle soreness and wrist issues, minutes restrictions, short stints, recovery cycles. What once looked like a superstar ascent had turned into flashes of brilliance interrupted by constant injuries. In his first 2 seasons, he played in 126 of 154 games, available for over 80% of his team's schedule. In the 3 seasons that followed, that number dropped to 105 of 246 games, barely 43% availability. For his career overall, he had been on the floor for only 57% of possible games. With LaMelo serving as the focal point of the offense, his absences showed up everywhere, not just in the box score, but the standings. When he was out, the losses piled up, and the critics circled back. Too fragile, too thin, not built for the physicality of the league. If he can't stay on the floor, he can't lead his team to wins. The same unconventional path that once made him unique now looked unstable. And for the Hornets, who had committed $260 million to him, the real doubt started creeping in about whether that bet would ever pay off. But when LaMelo returned for the 25-26 season, something felt different. The Hornets were careful about it, minutes restrictions, load management, even bringing him off the bench so he could close games fresh in the 4th quarter, an idea LaMelo himself supported. The goal was preservation as much as production. Charlotte started the season slowly, but in January, the team got healthy and something clicked. A 27-point blowout over Orlando, holding the 76ers to 93 points, a clutch win over Dallas, a defensive masterclass against Wembanyama in a tight one over in San Antonio, statement wins over Denver and Houston, 9 straight victories, and even after the streak ended against Detroit, the Hornets had gone 10-1 in their last 11 games. And during that stretch, LaMelo averaged 18.9 points, 6.8 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. But the numbers only tell part of the story. What mattered more was the feel of it, the pace, the control, the identity shift. When LaMelo is healthy, the Hornets win. And more often than not, he's a big part of that. The same people who said his style wouldn't translate to winning basketball were suddenly watching Charlotte win at a level they hadn't seen in years. His elite playmaking, his ability to ignite transition, the way he bends defensive coverages the moment he crosses half court, all of it changes how Charlotte's offense operates. That's why the Hornets manage him the way they do. Protect the engine, preserve the franchise cornerstone. And now, with him available, Charlotte is winning at a pace that the rest of the conference is paying attention to. After a slow 4-14 start to the season, mostly due to injuries, the Hornets have been climbing out of a hole they dug early on. They now sit at 26-29 in the Eastern Conference, holding the number 9 seed and a play-in spot. And that brings us to the stat I mentioned at the top of this video, the one that should concern every team in the playoff picture, because what LaMelo is doing right now with his starting 5 is historically unprecedented. Since LaMelo Ball returned to the lineup on December 18th, and with Charlotte's core of LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and Con Knippel available.
And I ain't gonna lie, that boy B-Mill went to Alabama. He hard. I actually met B-Mill one time. Cool dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool dude. the Hornets have posted the 7th best net rating in the NBA at plus 5.9. That alone is impressive, but here's where it gets wild. The lineup of Ball, Knipple, Miller, Bridges, and Diabate have played 124 minutes together, and in that time, it owns a staggering plus 25.8 net rating. That's the best mark among all 42 five-man units in the NBA that have logged at least 100 minutes. Better than OKC's top unit with a plus 25.3, better than Denver at plus 20.1, and better than the 2017 Warriors death lineup, which peaked at plus 22.4. And the deeper you look, the more absurd it gets. Per cleaning the glass, among five-man groups with at least 250 possessions together, Charlotte's starting five holds a plus 24.6 net rating differential, the most efficient, high-usage lineup in the league. More efficient than anything OKC, Boston, Denver, Detroit, or San Antonio can put on the floor. And that's not a coincidence. The Hornets have talented young pieces. Rookie of the Year contender Con Knipple, a rising wing scorer in Brandon Miller, productive bigs like Moussa Diabate and Ryan Kalkbrenner, but this surge has a clear through line. When LaMelo plays, the Hornets get better, and when that starting five plays together, they become the most dominant unit in basketball. LaMelo Ball has long been criticised for his playing style. He's been called the most unserious player in the league. Critics point to the one-legged threes, the crazy step-backs, the no-look passes that feel more playground than playbook. His creativity borders on reckless. They say his flair undermines discipline. The style is fun, but...
Bro, I don't like people that criticize folks for shit like this, because if this nigga's doing some shit and he's making shit work, why y'all being, like, why y'all riding his meat for? Why y'all being meat riders? He's making it work. He leading the team. He doing what he gotta do, and he playing his part. Why does it matter? You're not playing in the NBA. That's not you. Are you making that much money? Are you making $280 million for playing in the NBA? No. No, you're not. You're sitting on your couch or you're watching. You're going to try to criticize somebody else. Why don't you go out there and go do it then? I don't like people like that. Why you got to criticize? Why don't you go do it?
But it doesn't win. That criticism was crystallized recently by Robert Horry on his podcast. You think about it. For him to be the point guard, and he's a great talent, but he doesn't take the game serious, man. He's going to be the face of that franchise, so it's a trickle-down effect. On the surface, it makes sense. LaMelo shoots one-legged threes. He throws passes most players wouldn't even think to try. He plays with a looseness that looks improvisational. But then there's the other side. Iman Shumpert raised eyebrows when he compared LaMelo to SGA, saying, "I don't see the difference in how LaMelo Ball plays and how SGA plays." On SportsCenter, he clarified that he sees hints of SGA's, not a direct comparison, but similarities in how a team begins to rally around a decision maker, a willing
SGA?
passer,
Who
a
is
player
this?
unafraid to take the big shot. And that comparison matters. There was a time when SGA flew under the radar too.
Oh,
People saw the talent, but questioned whether it led to
I
winning.
did not know who he was
It wasn't
talking about.
until the Thunder's
Shaq.
supporting cast leveled up that narrative changed. And look, the Hornets have failed to win more than 30 games in a season for over 3 years, posting a combined record of 67 and 179 during that span, dead last in the league. For many critics, that record became Exhibit A against LaMelo. Losing player, empty stats, doesn't impact winning, doesn't care. But statistically, that narrative falls apart. Across his 5-year career, excluding his current season, the Hornets have won 42.4% of the games LaMelo has played in. When Ball is on the floor,
almost half of the
Charlotte
game.
posts an offensive rating of 112.6. Without him, that number drops to 108.5, a figure that would rank them in the bottom 5 in the league.
That's
The
crazy.
advanced metrics reinforce the same thing. LaMelo consistently grades out as one of the most impactful offensive players in basketball. But the problem has never been impact. It was availability and the roster around him. For years, he hasn't had a consistent supporting cast or the health required to prove he's a winning player. But now, with sustained health and a capable core around him of Knipple, Miller, Bridges and Diabate, the results speak for themselves. When that starting 5 opens games together, the Hornets are an absurd 16-1. And in high-pressure moments this season, LaMelo hasn't shied away. He's made high-difficulty real-time decisions without hesitation. When he's right, and he's been right a lot lately, he's a one-man offensive engine. He stretches defenses from near half-court, manipulates coverages with a flick of the wrist, and uses his 6'7" frame to thread passes over,
Damn,
under,
he's 6'7"?
and around defenders who never see them coming.
6'7".
That's the part the league got wrong. They thought he'd had to adjust his style just to survive. But now that his style is translating into wins, it's not LaMelo adapting to the NBA, it's the NBA adjusting to him. And that's the truth about LaMelo. He was never going to fit inside the box the NBA built for point guards. Every time someone tried to force him into one, through scouting reports, injury narratives, minutes restrictions, doubts about his maturity, he came back
and y'all
and played
forget, bro.
even more like himself.
Y'all forget.
The Hornets,
Nigga, he was better than both of his brothers coming up. Like, he was better than Lonzo. He was way better than Lonzo. Like, a lot of people don't realize that he was better than Lonzo. Lonzo got drafted before him, and he was better than Lonzo. So why didn't he get drafted? Like, what the he beat Lonzo. He was better than Lonzo. He had a way better career than Lonzo did. Tell me otherwise. Please call my cap. That being said, it's your boy Emery. And I'm gone.